Hey, Warriors fans, less than a week away from the NBA draft, and hey, number 7 pick, number 14 pick, join us on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. We'll be live at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific time before the draft starts at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. We'll be live an hour early, like I said. Getting ready for the big night. Will the Warriors pick at 7 and 14? Big 5 or 6 days coming up, but don't miss our NBA draft coverage. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Myself, Chase Sr., the rest of the Chat Sports staff will be live and breaking it all down just for you guys. Could the Golden State Warriors trade for Bradley Beal? Let's start today's show with this topic. A report dropped that Beal is at the top of the offseason wish list for the Golden State Warriors if he wants out from Washington. That last part is the key because he actually has not demanded a trade at this point in time, at least not publicly. Now, also, the Warriors' big three want Golden State to chase rings. In other words, they want to utilize the draft assets of the number 7 pick and the number 14 pick to try and get win-now players. Bradley Beal is certainly a win-now player, and those two picks certainly carry a ton of weight, especially to a team like Washington that could just decide to enter a full rebuild. Here's Marcus Thompson of The Athletic breaking this down a little bit further. Quote, some of the Golden State Warriors are watching closely the next move of the Washington Wizards guard Bradley Beal. Should he become available, he's at the top of the offseason wish list. The Warriors trio of stars, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, they've made it clear to management that they want the franchise to focus on the pursuit of a championship, even to consider using their 2 lottery picks to get someone who can help immediately, sources confirmed. Warriors GM Bob Myers said that the goal this offseason is to add more of a veteran presence. Bradley Beal fits all of that mold, right? He's a vet, and he would be excellent in the Bay. It would be wild if you got Bradley Beal with Steph Curry, a healthy Klay Thompson, and maybe a re-energized Draymond Green, who's still an excellent defender and distributor of the basketball. Certainly not what he was, but still very good. This would be electric if you got Bradley Beal in Golden State from Washington. That would be fun. It would be exciting. And I want to ask you guys, should the Warriors trade for Bradley Beal? Type T for trade for him. Type P for pass on him, saying, no, I'm not interested. I'd rather use those picks to draft a player. Hey, I'm a big fan of Bradley Beal. You would have the top 2 scorers from last year if you trade for him, so I'm going to type my T for trade. Just over 31 points a game last year. Steph Curry edged him out toward the end of the season. He's improved as a distributor as well. 4.5 assists per game. Can rebound a little bit. A decent defender. Not great, but certainly not horrible either. I think his three-point percentage would go way up playing next to Steph and Klay as well. We know he can get buckets. Shot almost 50% from the floor overall, so he's really improved as an all-around scorer, not just a shooter at this point in his career. Bradley Beal in Golden State would be amazing. It would be so much fun to watch. Honestly, there was a decent argument that the Warriors should have pursued a Beal trade harder at the trade deadline. Maybe they did, and Washington said no. Beal said no, I'm going to give it a run here with Russell Westbrook. But if he demands a trade, expect the Warriors to pursue Beal very, very hard. He hasn't done that yet, but I think that could happen over the next few days. Here's my trade idea to get Bradley Beal to the Bay. Bradley Beal and Thomas Bryant to the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, and those 2 first-round picks. Because I think 7 and 14 by itself, that's not going to get you Beal. You need salary match. That's what Wiggins provides. And then Wiseman was the number 2 pick last year. So essentially 3 first to get Beal. And then you get Bryant back as well. Helps match salary for the Wiseman move. And you get a decent young big back as well. So I think that's a decent deal right here. Who do you guys think would win this trade if it went down? Type GSW for the Warriors. Type WIZ for the Washington Wizards. I mean, this feels like a win-win, especially if Beal does request a trade. Washington's getting a lot back, and Golden State gets a win-now player in Bradley Beal and a pretty solid big in Thomas Bryant as well. I think it's a win-win, so let me know who you guys think would win this trade. Now, Dub Nation, we are growing like crazy here on Golden State Warriors today, and this is the time to subscribe because the draft is almost here, free agency is around the corner, and we're bringing you guys videos almost every single day. So hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and never miss a video here on Golden State Warriors today. The latest news, rumors, draft, and free agency coverage just for you guys. All you got to do is subscribe right now. Let's get into the latest around Kelly Oubre and what his future could look like either in Golden State or elsewhere. He remains interested in signing with Golden State. Both sides are interested. Obviously, Golden State's going to look for bigger fish potentially. He will have other suitors, including the New York Knicks. More on the Knicks here in just a little bit. Did sit down with Ian Begley of SNY to discuss his future in the NBA because Oubre is kind of one of these top free agents available this offseason. Obviously, Kawhi, CP3, those are the top names, but Oubre is kind of in that second tier of players that is going to hit the open market. Here's what Oubre had to say with Ian Begley. Quote, "I'm a tenacious basketball player. I love to grow. I'm looking for an organization that is growing, obviously in the direction. I'm looking to compete for a finals, and I'm looking to continuously get better. I want to be in a situation where it's just a family environment, where I can come in and make that place my home for however long I sign my deal for." So Kelly Oubre clearly seems open to just pretty much any team that sounds like that. Doesn't necessarily think it's just one or two organizations. He wants to continue to improve and be part of a winning culture. Here are some of the teams that have been listed as potential suitors for Oubre. Dallas Mavericks, Miami Heat, the New York Knicks, the Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs, just a few that I've seen connected to Kelly Oubre this offseason. Again, we'll talk more on the Knicks angle in just a little bit. Where will Oubre play next season? Go into your crystal ball, predict it for me. Where will the veteran wing play this upcoming year? Predict it. What will be his next team? Now, Kelly Oubre was also asked about the Knicks from Ian Begley, and here's what he had to say. To come in and help the organization get better because they've already started the uphill trajectory of where they want to go with this past year, you know, having a great season with Julius Randle balling out, RJ Barrett coming into his own, and everybody coming in and making it a family unit. That was pretty much the biggest thing, and that's why I feel like Tom Thibodeau had a very big part in that. The legacy of the New York Knicks speaks for itself. That sounds like a guy who's very interested in playing with the Knicks, and I think if you're the Knicks, Oubre's a guy that is worth pursuing, right? He's a young player that's continuing to get better. 15.5 points, 6 rebounds last year, 44% from the field. Started slow as a three-point shooter a year ago, really was ice cold the first month or two, but got up to about 31, 32%. You hope that gets to 35, 36%, but Oubre is a nice wing that can defend. He plays hard. He can score. He can guard multiple positions. I think if you're the Knicks and you miss out on, you know, these bigger free agent fish, I think a guy like Kelly Oubre makes a lot of sense. I think he can fit in with guys like Julius Randle and RJ Barrett very, very well, and I think it would be a good fit for him if he did decide or if the Warriors decided to let him go this offseason. How about this? I've seen a lot of numbers floated around Kelly Oubre, anywhere from 16 to 22 million, so I'll set the over-under at 18. Over under $18 million per year. What is he worth? What do you think he'll get? Type O for over, type U for under. Get your votes in. How much money will Kelly Oubre get per year on his next contract? He might get over. Don't be surprised. I might have to type my O on this one.